The COVID-19 pandemic changed our world in ways we're still discovering. While we focused on physical health, something quieter was happening inside our heads. Many of us noticed odd lapses, forgetting why we entered a room, struggling to focus, or blanking on familiar words. At first we blamed stress or distraction, but these were signs of something deeper. Our brains were under immense pressure as routines vanished and isolation set in. Even those who never caught the virus felt this mental shift. The loss of daily structure, commutes, socializing, gym visits left our minds adrift. Homes became offices, schools, and entire worlds, creating a unique mental fog. Scientists now see the pandemic as a neurological crisis, not just a physical one. The constant fear, endless news, and deep loneliness formed a perfect storm for our brains. Evidence suggests the pandemic actually accelerated brain aging. Brains began to function as if they were years older. This wasn't just anxiety or sadness, it was a real physical change. The shock was universal, connecting us all even as we stayed apart. Researchers are only beginning to understand the full impact. The pandemic aged our brains faster than time itself. This is a story about how our minds changed and what we can do next. Let's explore what really happened inside our heads. Scientists began to investigate the pandemic brain fog with brain scans and studies. Comparing scans from before and after lockdowns, they found real, measurable changes. The cortex, the brain's outer layer for memory and attention, became thinner, a classic sign of aging. This thinning happened much faster than normal, even in people in their 30s and 40s. The hippocampus, crucial for memory and emotion, also showed signs of stress and aging. These changes explained why so many struggled with memory and focus. Shockingly, these effects appeared in healthy younger adults who never had COVID-19. The culprit wasn't the virus, but the environment, stress, fear, and isolation. Our social and emotional worlds left a physical mark on our brains. This discovery changed how we think about brain health. The pandemic's mental toll was real, visible, and widespread. Our brains were shaped by the world we lived in. Why did our brains age so quickly? Chronic stress was the main culprit. The pandemic kept our bodies in a state of high alert, flooding us with cortisol. Over time, high cortisol damages brain cells, especially in areas for memory and focus. Social isolation made things worse. Humans need connection to stay mentally healthy. Without regular interaction, our brains missed out on social nutrition. Studies show isolation can shrink brain regions tied to memory and social skills. The loss of routine also played a role. Predictable days help our brains conserve energy. Without them, every decision felt harder. The constant barrage of negative news, doom scrolling, kept our brain's fear centers on high alert. An overactive amygdala made it tough to think clearly or control emotions. All these factors, stress, isolation, lost routines, anxiety, created a toxic environment for our minds. Our brains were working overtime just to cope. The result? Mental fog, forgetfulness, and fatigue. The pandemic didn't just challenge our bodies, it fundamentally changed our minds. But understanding why gives us a path to recovery. We can help our brains heal. These brain changes showed up in daily life in frustrating ways. Memory lapses became common, forgetting why you entered a room or blanking on familiar names. Concentration suffered, focusing on work or reading felt nearly impossible. Many felt mentally slow, as if thinking through mud. Simple decisions became overwhelming and problem-solving was harder. Emotional control slipped. Irritability, sadness, or anxiety surfaced for no clear reason. These weren't personal failings, but symptoms of a brain under strain. Our minds were exhausted from managing stress and uncertainty. Even small tasks felt draining. This was a shared experience, not just an individual struggle. Recognizing these signs is the first step toward healing. The good news? Our brains are resilient and can recover. Neuroplasticity means we can rebuild connections and regain clarity. Start with small, consistent actions, like daily physical activity. Even a brisk walk boosts blood flow and releases brain-nourishing chemicals. Exercise improves memory, focus, and mood. Reconnect socially, call a friend, join a group, or simply chat with neighbors. Social interaction strengthens brain pathways and lowers stress. Rebuild routines, especially around sleep. Quality sleep clears brain toxins and consolidates memories. Aim for 7 to 9 hours nightly and wind down before bed. Combining movement, connection, and rest gives your brain what it needs to heal. trust in your brain's ability to recover. The path forward is simple, and it starts today.